Welcome back, everybody, to the Nosebleeds podcast. I'm Chris Witt, and with me, as always, is Mr. Adam Schmidt. Adam, how are you today, sir?
Real well.
That sounded
Real
like I
well.
said Adam Shit.
It
So
did sound like that. I thought that's what you
Adam Schmidt.
said.
I got an M in there. There's an M and a D in there somewhere. We'll find it.
The D is silent. The D is silent, hillbilly. You ever see Django Unchained? Uh, love that movie.
Yeah,
Um, okay.
Django is a good movie.
I love that movie.
It's crazy, but it's good.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I think the part that, oh my God, who's the butler?
The Butler?
Yeah, for the rich guy. Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's part is the weirdest of all of them.
It is
I
weird.
don't understand why he's even in the movie most of the time. Um,
Just to throw more curse words in.
yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. Um, Adam, it's been a week, but it's been a while since we've been in person and hanging out and doing this,
Yeah.
right?
Did we do it last week? Here.
No, we were on
We
Zoom
were on
last week.
Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, good to be back. Good to see you. You had a basketball tournament that was this weekend, and we'll get into that. We've got our Mount Rushmore of terrible hotel experiences, and we've got Jim Norton
Yeah,
for comedy.
that's right.
So it's going to be a good little podcast here. I feel like there was something else we talked about. I just can't remember what it was.
All-star game.
All-Star game. I got a lot of questions about the All-Star game. But before we get to the All-Star game, the Major League Baseball All-Star game, which, by the way, is probably the only All-Star game of all major sports that is still relevant. Like feels
Yeah.
like it's done halfway right.
Yeah. It's the closest to a real game that you're gonna get of all the
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, realistic wise. All right, so we'll get to that because that came down to a swing off, which was amazing. They had the automatic ball and strike system in there and all kinds of stuff. But tell us about the craziness that went down at the Run for the Roses tournament in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah. It was it's like one of the biggest tournaments of the year in AAU. There were teams from other countries there.
Wow.
And that'll come into play in a second. But yeah, teams from all over the country. We played a team from New York. I talked to the coaches afterward for a minute, and they honestly got screwed out of we beat them and they got screwed. Officials were terrible in our favor
Oh,
most of the game.
wow.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad that you walked over and were like,
I
"Oh, that was bad."
That's maybe the second or third time in my coaching life that I felt like that. Like
Yeah.
we got the the good end of a terrible officiating job.
Wow.
And yeah, and there was one time I was coaching at Oak Hills and I went up to their other coach. I was like, I feel like I owe you an apology. Like that was obviously I didn't do anything, but those officials were terrible and we got most of the calls.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling,
Because
but
a lot of time you get a bad official, but most of the time those guys are bad both ways.
absolutely.
And everybody feels like it's the worst for them,
Yeah.
but it's usually bad both ways.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And yeah, so but there was another instance this weekend of that and it was weird. It's AAU officials I could go on and on about, but there are a few good ones and mostly, especially in a tournament like that, because by the way, there were 88 courts in one room basically.
88 courts?
88 courts, basketball courts, full-size basketball courts.
Oh my God. That's insane.
Yes, it was at the Kentucky Expo Center. It's the biggest building I've ever been in my life, I think. And it just is so spread out. It goes forever and
So
ever.
how do they keep like if a bad pass is made, are there nets around all of them?
No,
Ball just rolls onto the
sometimes
other
it
court.
goes on to the next court. Yeah.
So then every whistle sounds like it's like how many times do the
Oh yeah,
kids stop on a whistle?
a lot, a lot. That really, it ends up working itself out. Like, but even sitting on the bench, I kept like going, like looking up, like at the official when I hear a whistle, like,
Yeah.
and
What
then I
was the call?
realize everybody's playing and they're not looking at anybody and they're doing anything. I'm like, oh, I guess that was behind me or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. But a lot of teams, there were EYBL teams, and there were like
Oh,
some of the best high school players in the country were there because some of the biggest college coaches in the country were there.
That's awesome.
There was Kim Mulkey, I know was there from LSU, from LSU.
That's awesome. Did she have the craziest stuff on you've ever seen?
I didn't see her.
Oh,
I just
okay.
know she was there.
Okay.
Couple other, I didn't see Gino or anything, but I know there were a couple other big. I saw some coaches that I didn't recognize, but they had like big name shirts on. They
Hmm.
were, from Arizona, Arizona State, like big time schools. And so they were, focused on mostly like two or three courts in the middle of everything. But then there were a ton of D2, D3, NAIA coaches all over the place too.
Is it your job as a coach to try to introduce yourself to as many of them as you can? So if you have girls that want to go play somewhere, you start having contacts that you can be like, hey, I got this girl. I think she'd be a great fit for your system, blah, 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 blah. Or is it like, I'm pretty sure Mike Price is like that on the boys' side. Like that dude
Probably.
knows 15,000 D2 coaches
Yeah. Yeah.
and does everything he can to get anybody that wants to continue to play.
So I don't I don't normally do that. I did that in the spring session with one coach, and I ended up seeing that coach at this tournament too. But yeah, I you can do that. Um, but it's also like a lot of the coaches are standing around talking to each other, the college coaches, and
Mhm.
then they'll go to another court or whatever. Like, so it's you really got to kind of find a window where you don't feel, at least me, where I
I
don't
get
feel
it
like I'm
because
bothering
I
you.
don't want to be the guy like, hey, I got this kid
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, I
And they
mean,
turn around and look at another coach and roll their eyes like
yeah,
one of these guys.
yeah, but you also want to do the best you can for kids that want to continue to play.
Of
So,
course, yeah. Yeah, so I talked to the one guy a couple tournaments
mhm.
ago about a couple of the girls. And then I talked to a guy. There was all kinds of booths and companies there and everything. And there was a couple of them, but one recruiting service that was there with information. And I stopped by and talked to a guy for a minute and got a little pamphlet and gave it to one of the girls and told her about that. And, but that was the extent of it.
Mhm.
I didn't try to make a lot of connections. But anyway, I was told John Morant was there one day. His sister
Oh,
was playing.
that's cool.
And then I saw Lou Williams there.
That's
I did get to see
really
him.
cool.
Um, yep.
Like, this is big time. Like, it's big time.
It's a big, big, big tournament. They said how many 200 something teams maybe or something like that. Um, or no, was it like no,
Got to be more
it
than
was
that.
like 800
I was
teams.
gonna say, it had
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
more
yeah.
than that because they had 88 courts. If
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
200 teams, you wouldn't need that many
It was
courts.
like 800 something teams. So anyway, and they say about 40,000 people in there, I think, a day. Um, and I learned that because on Sunday
Hmm.
we play early we play, an early game or whatever. Thank you.
Hmm.
4.15 by the way. That was last week's count
Last week's
score.
score, if you're watching.
We're in between games basically. We don't play for another couple hours. Um, I go and I find a game that's between a team from Australia against a team from Spain.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
like, hey, I'm gonna watch, Andrew Bogut's team versus Pau Gasol's team. So
All day long.
yeah, so I go, I sit. Um, some of the girls are gone, they're eating or they're at the hotel or whatever. I think a few of them were there, like maybe half the team was there, just somewhere else,
Yeah.
like spread out
Yep.
throughout. I was with the other coach on our team most of the time, and then she stepped out to call her husband. So during that time, I went over to the other court and started watching that game. So I'm sitting there. And then this is after our third straight loss, I think,
Mm.
second or third straight loss. And I think our third loss. And attitudes are changing, body language is getting bad. Things are going downhill for us pretty fast.
Yeah.
We're not playing well. So I'm there with our whiteboard, our basketball court whiteboard,
Hmm.
and I'm sitting there watching the game and I start writing notes on this whiteboard about what to talk to these girls about because we told them after
Hmm.
that last game we were like we're not going to talk about this game right now. We're going to give you some time and then we're going to get together a little early before the next game and we're going to talk to everybody. So I'm like writing notes about, trying to come up with some inspirational message or something,
Yeah.
but um So I'm right. So I write some stuff down and then I put the board down and I got the bag of basketballs. We got 6 basketballs in this
Hmm.
bag and I got the board and my backpack and everything. So I'm just sitting there at the very end of the court, watching this game by myself. And then all of a sudden, like the atmosphere kind of changes and it seems like something's going on. And I look over to the court to our left and it looks like it's just like chaos there. And it looks like maybe a huge fight has broken out.
Oh, geez.
So I'm like, oh God, this is what I've heard about in these AAU tournaments.
Yep.
Parents, coaches, somebody, that just get a big old fight. And then I realized a second later that everybody is running at our court from that direction to us. People are falling. People are just like scattered everywhere, but they're all coming this way. And the next second, I'm like, holy cow, everybody in this place is running with a terrified look on their face.
Oh boy.
And I grab my bag, the board, the basketballs, and I've run.
Right with them. You don't
I
know. I don't know
ran
why,
the,
but I'm
I
going.
don't know why, but I went and I was pretty close to an exit to go right outside. We were like in the back of the whole place.
Yeah.
Out like I came out and there's like loading docks and dumpsters and stuff out there. And so I'm running, people are running. We get outside and I kind of like turn around and stop and look back like to see if I can figure out what's going
Yeah.
on. And some people are like walking, some people are still sprinting, some people have stopped and like I was and we're looking around and
What's going
I see
on?
people like trying to grab their people and get them together and so I'm like, what is happening? And so, right away you're like, okay, somebody must have a gun or something, right?
Hmm.
Something big happened. So
Well, you did say John Morant was there, right?
it's exactly what that's
How many
yeah.
how many times was that said?
I said it at least once. I'm sure on social media it was talked about. But um so I started like running when I got outside and then I kind of stopped like right in between the dock and the dumpsters and I'm kind of just looking around now. I'm observing. And so I start kind of walking back um like over toward the exit where I came out, but I wasn't going to go back in. I was going to
Yeah.
go like around the dumpsters and like keep going out
Okay.
away from the property.
Okay.
And as I'm walking back toward kind of the entrance or the exit or whatever, there's a second wave where people have already started walking back in. This is 3 minutes after we were outside,
Yeah.
less than that probably. People already start walking back in, and then everybody starts running as fast as they can again away from the building. And people are yelling, and I hear people talking here and there, and they're outside now, and something like that. And so I start running again, and I'm just like kind of doing what everybody else is
Yeah,
doing.
where about stay if I stay with everybody, is less chance I'm gonna get shot.
Yes, yes. So I'm just like, okay, now we're good. Well, now we're getting as far away from this building as we can because something's going on out here too. So we start running through the property through like a parking lot sort of, and not too far away from the building, there's a fence. There are like tons of horse stables because they do a
Yep.
lot of
Yep.
horse shows and stuff
Yeah.
there.
Huge. That expo is huge for
Yeah.
horse shows.
Yeah. So there are stables, and then there's like one of those three-pronged wooden fences, like probably for horses,
Split rail fence. Yeah.
split rail fence. There you go. And so people are um maybe it was a fence like that, but maybe there wasn't like enough space. I don't know.
More
I
of
don't
a
know how to
horse,
explain.
like the horse farm, like the white horse farm fences that you see when you drive through Kentucky and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, it might be. So anyway, either way, at first I thought I'm gonna go through the middle or whatever, like I'm entering the wrestling ring. And then I'm like, oh, that's a tight squeeze for whatever. So I'm like, so people are jumping that fence.
Yeah.
So I get to it. I throw my bag of basketballs over the fence, my whiteboard, and I jump over that fence. And then I pick everything up and keep running.
And you never put the whiteboard in your bag or in with the basketballs because the notes are on it and you cannot erase your notes.
I ended up with my hand at some point erasing some of the notes
Yeah.
just by, accident. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even think, I didn't have time to put it in my bag or anything. Um, and so anyway, so I just keep running until we get out like past the horse stables and the back of the horse stables, which is almost all the way up to the highway, basically in the very back of the property. And so it's me and a whole bunch of people back there, like getting as far away as we could. And then if immediately you start making the phone
Yeah.
calls, I got I got
Who's
a hold
there?
of
Who's
the,
not?
yeah, start calling all the girls, talk to the other coach, and made sure everybody was somewhere with their parents or away from the building or whatever. So, you're doing all that and watching other people get all their people together and make their calls, and people on their phones and texting and trying to figure out what's going on. And then where I was, it was really hard to see because uh, what I found out later is every police officer in the country sped up to the front of the place and got out with rifles and ran
Yeah.
into the building, and there's tons of cars. I couldn't really see that from where I was, but I right away I saw helicopters, a helicopter and then eventually two circling the property. So I'm just standing there waiting to, and you hear people talking right away. Immediately, the speculation is coming out about what's going on.
What was the immediate speculation?
Uh, There was a shooter.
Hmm.
There was an active shooter or whatever, and um, so that's I heard people talking about that, and but I don't know where that. The hard thing is nobody knows where it started, and then there's also this weird thing where it turned out, fast forward a little bit, that eventually they came out and said this was a false report. There
Whoa.
was no shooter.
Are you serious?
Yes. So they did um they did cancel the rest of the games for that day, but they said we're back on tomorrow.
Wow.
So there were definitely teams and a lot of college coaches that chose to go home after that, did not come back. But we stayed, all of our Swish teams stayed and played the rest of the tournament. There was a lot of talk, of course, the next day. They here's one thing that they're getting, Run for the Roses is getting ripped for this. Um, there was no security, there was no bag check, there was no metal detector, none of that stuff. Apparently 40,000 people every day in there, and there was I also
Come and
barely
go as you
saw.
please.
Yeah, I mean, you walk in and they want to see your wristband.
Hmm.
There might be a cop at the end there and a cop at the end there, or a security guard or whatever. I barely saw any security there beforehand, and really even after that too, except for when you walked in and they checked your bag. And then some people were checking the bags pretty well. Some people were like, okay, you're fine.
Yep.
That deal. And then the wand was just like, okay, back. Okay, you're good.
Hmm.
So they definitely quickly got some security measures together, but it was like, all
Maybe a
right,
little too late.
we're gonna put on this, yeah, this facade a little bit for
Man, so
people.
you had an active shooter false alarm.
Yes, and then there's all kinds of things about. There was a fire alarm that I didn't see or hear until I was outside already. Till I was out there for a minute. There are other people who are saying the alarm was going off for a long time and nobody was moving, and people were just still playing basketball while this alarm was going off. I never heard the alarm. Other people never heard the alarm. Some people did. Some people swear they heard what sounded like gunshots. Some people are like, no, we just walked out slowly and nothing,
Hmm.
we saw people like just coming out on the court and getting shots up as people are running away too. It's the weirdest thing how different people reacted, how different the different news that kept coming out, and then eventually sounded like, well, nope, that wasn't ever true. I don't know why that would ever be reported, or
Wow.
yeah.
Well, that's usually how it goes. You get that many
Yeah.
people, there's going to be 1,000 different stories of
Yeah.
what happened.
And it was a lot of social media. It was, there were, 30,000 teenage girls there. So
Yeah.
all over TikTok and Instagram,
Hmm.
what they, thought and
I saw a
saw.
picture on Facebook somebody, a parent took, and it's pictures of like cops with rifles running. in the gym.
Mm.
And I'm like, you stopped to take a picture?
Yeah.
There's a cop running with a rifle up in the air, and he's like got a serious look on his face. And you chose that moment in time to get your phone out? Like,
Yeah.
bro, go be safe.
Yeah.
Go be safe.
Yeah. I don't understand not just the feeling like your heart jumping out of your chest or in your throat or whatever when you realize that everybody in that
Yeah.
place, the look on their face and the way they're running out,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe. I mean, it felt like the way it was happening, like right next to the us, I was like, there's a shooter 50 feet away from me. That's
Yeah.
what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Like the way it was like it's happening right there.
Yeah.
It was the strangest thing. Um, and then there were, of course, reports that nope, it was just a fire. Everybody come back in. Let's start playing immediately. People were talking about that. People were talking about the windows were shot out in the place. And then so I didn't see any windows shot out, but then somebody said a couple of days later that there was a girl that was running so fast and like so flustered that she ran into one of the windows going out that she thought was a door maybe or something and shattered that window. And that's what people thought. That's why people thought there was a window because there was a window out,
Jeez,
but
oh
somebody
boy.
ran into it.
That's
I still don't even know if that's true, but
sure.
anyway. It was a wacky situation there.
Hmm. Thank God everybody's okay.
Thank God everybody's okay.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And they just but they did cancel it for the day. That's good. I guess
Cancel it for the
good
day.
for them. Good for them.
There were a lot of people online saying like big time money grab because anybody in the right mind would just cancel the rest of the tournament.
Well, I don't know
They
about
just
that.
want people. Yeah, I don't.
Nothing happened. Nobody got shot. There was no shooter. Like if somebody got shot or there was that actually happened, yeah, you're canceling the tournament.
Yeah.
But if it's a false alarm and nothing happened, yeah, we're going back and playing.
There's also, and I'll be honest, of course, I'm so far from a conspiracy theorist, but there's a little piece of me that was just kind of wondering, like, would they say that in order to keep people there and try to finish the tournament?
Well,
Like,
somebody would come out like it with either, I mean, like you said, everybody's got a phone and everything else, would either have video or a picture or come out and say, yes, there was a gun. There was somebody with a gun.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you didn't hear any of that. So I would say that the false alarm bit probably
yeah.
was
I
the go-to.
I don't know. Yep. Still not sure what to think, but yeah, it was yeah, it's not necessarily my opinion, but people are like, this is
Hmm.
crazy. Why would you continue this? And but we were, I mean, we stayed.
I
We
think if it's a false alarm and nothing happened, no one actually was shot, nobody actually came in with a gun, 100%. If I run the tournament, I'm going back out there.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. That'd be like there was a false fire alarm. Nobody died. There was no fire. Everything is fine. Let's come back and play.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Assuming
get the
that's
scared part. Like we'll
yeah,
cancel it for the day. You got to get everybody's a little scared right now, but nothing happened. Here's what we're doing.
right. Yeah. And I guess, I mean, also, if it really was a false alarm and just somebody pulled an alarm and it's people scared people or whatever, do you do you really need to bring in the wands and the bag checkers? I mean, that should have been in place
Well,
in the first place.
a lot of that is if
Just
there was
gaming
a
phase.
false alarm. I think that, yeah, it's probably, well, now we don't want somebody to think they can get away with it. Let's try to stop something
Yeah.
from happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It was crazy. It was crazy. Now after that, we came back and won our last three games of the tournament.
Yes.
So maybe
Got the championship in the bracket play.
maybe that was the maybe that was the breakup we needed in the league or something. I don't know. But we came back and won some games at the end and things turned around for us and
How many
yeah.
total games did you play?
So that would be let's see, two, three, four, six, nine maybe?
9 basketball
Eight
games
eight or nine
in how many
in
days?
6 days. Yeah.
That's
There were
good.
2 days where we only played one game. Actually, and then yeah, so we didn't so we were supposed to play two games on Sunday, one on Monday, we ended up playing one on Sunday, and the last one got
Yeah.
canceled. So we played. So then Monday we played an 8 a.m. game that
Oh,
we were
to get
supposed to
that
play the
right.
night before.
Yeah.
So we had to get up at, and then that was the next day. So they were saying we expect long lines for this to take a long time.
Hmm.
You got to get there way early. So, and we had the first game at 8 o'clock. So we got there at like 6:45 on Monday. And they opened the doors at 7
And you got
and
the dub.
we got
That's
the dub.
that's
And
amazing.
then we got to come back on Tuesday and do another 8 a.m. game.
Oh.
So
So you guys played at 8 a.m. and then had nothing the rest of the day?
no, so we did end up playing. So Mondays were supposed to have the one game, so we played the 8 a.m. game to make up from the day before, and then we played our regularly scheduled. So Monday we had two. Tuesday was the bracket play, so we played. Well, I guess the second game was the first bracket game. So we played three games in the actual bracket. One on Monday, two on Tuesday, and then the first game on Monday was the last pool play game. So anyway, we played two and two, and we won our last three.
Well
So I
done.
think we lost the 8 a.m. game and then won the last three. And yeah,
Nicely done.
yeah.
Nicely done. Congratulations, Cincy Swish.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. That's a lot that you
Yeah.
had to endure out there.
It was a, yeah, it was an experience for
Yeah.
sure.
And you're in
Mm.
Louisville, so there's somebody down there that had it that was strapped anyway.
Sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There might have been guns all over that place.
Guarantee there were.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Yeah. But anyway, we got out alive and
Good.
got a little plaque for it.
Awesome. 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 Where's the plaque go? You get to keep that or is it
That the our other coach kept it. She
okay?
was technically the acting head coach because our
Okay.
other coach, our head coach, had a baby,
Yep.
so she wasn't there. But yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Good, good,
it
good.
was good.
All right. Well, that sounds like an amazing week of basketball. With that amazing week of basketball, there was also the All-Star game
Hmm.
that went down on the home run derby was on Monday. All-Star game was on Tuesday. Number one, did you watch any of the home run derby?
I did. So being in Louisville and it was like living in a different world. So I forgot that it was on for a little while.
Uh-huh.
So I turned it on a little bit late. Um, and I did, and I watched it, and I was in my phone and stuff too. It was still things were still kind of crazy,
Yeah.
um, but anyway, yeah, it was. I did watch the home run derby, and
So, what do you think? Is the home run derby starting to go a little bit towards the slam dunk competition? We didn't have an Aaron Judge. You didn't have Shohei Ohtani. You didn't have some of the bigger guys. There was no Kyle Schwarber. There was no, you did have Cal Raleigh, who is blowing the moon off the baseball,
hmm
the big dumper, who had, just an amazing uh, home run derby and won it. But outside of him, I mean,
yeah,
not a lot of names that were blasting you off the. I mean, Buxton, seriously.
I like Byron Buxton a
I
lot,
love
but
him, but why is he in the home run derby?
yeah, well, I mean, he does hit a decent amount of home runs, but he also is like a speed. Isn't he a center fielder?
Yeah,
He's kind of a speed guy.
yeah.
Um, Yeah, it's you don't have the biggest names for sure, like the dunk contest. And it has been like every year I get a little bit less excited about the home run derby,
Yeah.
um, because it's so dragged out, like it's so
It
long.
takes a long time. I'll give you that. It does take a long time.
Yeah.
I love the format now, though. I like the I don't know that I like the 2.5 minute or 3 minutes or 40 pitches. I don't know if I like that, whatever
Mhm.
comes first.
Yeah.
I think you just go 2 minutes and go.
Yeah.
Somebody gets more swings, they get more swings. Somebody gets less swings, they get less swings. I don't like that they cut off at 40, even though it really only there was one guy I think that got done with everything and still had like 7 or 8 seconds left.
Yeah.
Um, but no big deal. So congratulations. That was what it was. The camera work was a little shoddy, kind of weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on with the cameras,
Yeah.
what balls were being hit, what weren't, and all this other stuff. Outside of that, let's go to the All-Star game. Let's first talk about, did you watch the All-Star game?
Yes. Well, no, yes. I turned
Dumb,
I turned it on. I turned it on in I want to say like maybe the bottom of the fifth or something like that.
right? Because you said you got to see Abbott pitch.
I got to see Andrew Abbott pitch just in time for that. And I watched about 2 innings, and then I had to go back to work the next day and I had just gotten home a couple hours before that.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I went to bed, and right before I fell asleep, I checked again. It was like the top of the eighth.
The game didn't get over till midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. It was 6-3 when I turned it off. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe the National League actually is gonna win an
Yeah,
all-star game.
yeah,
And then it was 6-4 right before I fell asleep. I checked it one more time. And I'm like, okay, yeah, hang
yeah.
on, guys. Hang on. And then I wake up the next day and a friend texts me, how about that swing off? And I'm
Yep.
like, I can't believe I missed that.
So I remember, I want to say like 3 years ago, seeing something before the All-Star game saying if it goes to extra innings, we're going to have a swing off, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I remember that. Totally forgot about it. They announced it and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome.
I think everybody forgot about
Hmm.
it.
So um, the managers are kind of put in a tough situation
Hmm.
because you can only use who's still there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have already left. That conversation has happened a million times. The starters get out in the second or third inning, they go get a shower and they head home. This is their all-star weekend. They want to get as much time at home as they can.
And to be clear about that, it's if they stayed, even if they came out of the game, if they stayed, they'd be eligible to hit. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
100%. Yeah.
So, but they leave, right? They leave.
So thank God
Yes.
Kyle Schwarber's there.
Yeah.
So I look at Parker and I said they're down by one at this moment. Schwarber's up nationally. And I said, if he hits the first one out, he's going to hit all three. And he hit the first one out and then he hit all three.
Yeah.
And I was going bananas. I thought that was the cool. I had more fun watching that. I think that is a fantastic way to end the All-Star game. I
Mhm.
think it should only be the All-Star game. I don't think this is ever something like let's
Oh
let's
yeah.
hold back on our there's a lot of recency bias people out there. This needs to be the way every game ends in Major League Baseball instead of extra. No,
It's bad enough we got to put a runner on
I
second to
agree.
start the anyway.
I agree. But no, no, we're not doing this. This isn't soccer, right? We're not just getting to stand wherever and kick the ball at the
Which
goal.
is very exciting when it happens,
Dude, that's super exciting, and it was very exciting for the swing off. Was
yeah,
super exciting.
but that's not how a baseball game ends.
No, it's not how a baseball game ends. So, but I love that that's how the All-Star game could possibly end. I
Yeah.
think that is an absolute blast. And maybe you get a younger superstar who can hit the ball, who got it, was a starter, but maybe it's his third or fourth All-Star game, and he's still like, you know what? It's the fifth inning and it's tied. Maybe I'm gonna stay. Maybe I'll hang out here for the next little bit.
Hmm.
Poor Pete Alonso never even got to swing, but uh good for him. But anyway, so did you end up actually watching it?
I did go back and watch it the next day. Yeah.
I heard a couple of people thinking that John Smoltz was being a little too over the top in the swing off. I
I
didn't think
didn't
so. I
even
think
know that.
I think he was because he was acting about how incredibly difficult what they're doing is. And people are like, well, it's batting practice. That's what these people doing. First off, Major League Baseball players don't go into batting practice and just try to hit home runs the whole time.
Right.
Just so everybody understands that. That's not what you do when you take batting practice. When you take batting practice, you're working on something, right? Most players just go the other way
Mhm.
for the first three times. They're just trying to get their hands out and get their hands out and stay through the ball. Maybe in the very end, when they get those last five hacks, right? Maybe they're going, if they had a good round or something good happened, they're like, okay, I'm feeling good. Let's just go try to hit a ball as far as we can.
Yep.
But 95% of the people when they're taking batting practice, that they're not just up there trying to hit home runs.
Right.
Every batting practice is not home run derby. Like I wish people would like that was the thing I had to deal with. Everyone I was talking about it thought it was awesome. And everyone's like, "It's what they do." No, it's not what they do.
Right.
It's not even a little bit what they do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was awesome. I had a blast with it. It was a lot of fun. Did you see any of the ABS system, all that stuff?
So I saw that I'm trying to remember who it was
They
that
were
used
all
it.
they were all every person that tapped their head had ended up challenging correctly. The challenge was correct.
Oh, okay. That's very
So
interesting.
everyone was.
And that made me realize because I'm guilty of this that I may not have read everything about this, in the recent past, but they're talking about everybody talks about replacing umpires
Mhm.
with the automatic system. And I didn't even think about, I'm like, that would be crazy to see. How would that work? It's, this is what they're talking about, right? The umpires would still be there calling the game. They
Yeah.
would be able to
Yeah.
just say, I want to.
So in the All-Star game, you get two challenges. Okay. If your challenge is successful, you do not lose one.
Mhm.
So you can lose two challenges in a game. But once you lose two, you're done. But you can challenge as long as you're winning them. Do you think so? Let me ask you this. If you're the umpire that gets home plate in
Mhm.
the All-Star game, are you are you glad that they're doing this in this game where you're the umpire that has to be the one that is getting things challenged on, even though they've been doing it in the minors for years, and they did it in spring
Spring
training.
training, yeah.
But how do you think talk to me about your thoughts from the umpire standpoint? Do you think that they're upset about it if you're an umpire? Are you upset about it? Or
I have
does it make you look bad?
I have to imagine they don't feel good about it if they get a call wrong and it's proven in front of everybody.
Can I tell you that I completely disagree with what you say?
Yeah, what
I
makes you think that?
think that this ABS system shows how amazing these umpires really are.
Sure.
Because there were, I think,
Except
five
for in the
challenges.
All-Star game when everybody won their challenges.
Listen, this is my
I got
point.
you.
This is my point, though. They all won their challenges. 100% they did. Adam, every challenge, there was a one that the guy called a strike and the batter challenged it. It was a ball by legit a millimeter.
Mhm.
I think it even says, I think on there what it missed by or
Oh,
whatever.
I didn't know that.
And then the ones that were done by the pitcher and the catcher
Mhm.
that he called a ball that ended up turning into a strike, like barely grazed, like like they're a millimeter into the strike zone. That's like, hey, listen, you guys all think that you're so great at this. Yeah, you won it, but you see how close that is?
Yeah.
100%. Because guess what? The technology, every single player is a different size and all this. Technology may not be that perfect as well.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm an umpire, I'm like, yeah, this dude's throwing a 96-mile-an-hour slider, and I have to know where it crossed the plate that is currently a full catcher and a plate in front of me.
Hmm.
We're talking 4 feet, 5 feet in front of me. I have to know when it hit that black on the plate and just the edge of the ball. And I'm telling you, Major League umpires are amazing at their job.
Yeah.
I think they are absolutely amazing. I think ABS is awesome, but I also think that Major League umpires are incredible.
Yeah.
Obviously, to an extent, right? I mean, Joe West and
Angel
Angel
Hernandez.
Hernandez and some guys like that, like bad, 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 bad.
Yeah.
But I think now that this is all part of the game and part of the system, it forces them to be even even more focused on it. And for the ones that get overturned, where it's like, dude, it's a millimeter. You missed that call by a millimeter. Guess what? My eyes can't see that. So if
Yeah.
I missed it by a millimeter, good for you.
Yep.
That's all good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder, if they do start putting this in for regular games, um, if there would be like if that will be some sort of grading system where, this guy missed, or 90% of the challenges are being won by the team. So like, does he not, does he, well, you can't not go home plate, like they rotate through the series, but
Yeah.
um I don't know.
Well, I mean, umpires are already graded every single game. And I think this system is in there and they see how many in it, if you're under a certain percentage of correct calls on balls and strikes, then that's what grades them to be able to do an all-star game or be able to
Yeah.
do playoff games or the World Series
Do
and
they
stuff
already
like that.
use that for
I'm
grading?
pretty sure that's in like the umpires get a probably I want to say like a thumb drive, whatever. They're getting an email with their whole their whole day, their whole grading system there.
Yeah.
They get it after every game.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine at least some of them will be like, you know, okay, I got to, and there will be some where guys get it way wrong, and it's way out of the zone,
It's
whatever,
gonna
and they
happen.
just
Yeah,
it'll
absolutely.
happen. But I agree with you though. It is, and it's there are a bunch of um accounts on social media that show you like the worst calls from umpires and
Yeah.
stuff. And there's one that I follow, I think it's on Facebook maybe, but that has shown every time an umpire gets like, there are like two or three that have gotten a 100, that have gotten every pitch correct called in a game this year. And it's like, I mean, that's only two or three, but that's almost impossible.
Think about that. What I'm telling you is this system tells you if you are a miss it by a millimeter,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
and most guys aren't your zone's probably not a perfect square, right?
Mhm.
So that high outside corner probably looks like a ball most of the time, but it's a strike. Or, right on that, dude, the one on the edge of the plate, Randy Arozarena, 3-1 count. No, full count. Sorry, full count. And he takes and umpire calls ball four, and the pitcher immediately taps his head. And they show it up on the big screen, and the pitcher is Diaz for
Mhm.
the Mets, and he's laughing and joking and pointing at it, Arozarena, and he's doing all these things and all that. And Randy Arozarena is just looking up there like, "You got to be kidding me, dude! That is legit. It was that close from being a ball, like uh, insane, like a 32nd of an inch,
Yeah.
a 64th of an inch from being a ball. Like that's insane. If the umpire misses that and you're somebody that asked for a challenge on it, good for you. And if I'm the umpire, I'm not mad about that. I'm like, yeah, you see that? Honestly, I think it's a good call still.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I would call that exact same pitch there again.
Sure. Yep. And you're not even necessarily wrong, just according to the
It,
the system.
yeah,
You're-
exactly.
Yeah.
Insane,
Yeah.
insane, insane, insane.
It would be, I am all for putting that into regular season games for sure. Um yeah, because like the other, like basketball and football have put in replay, and
Hmm.
sometimes it takes a long time and stuff like that, and it breaks up the game and all that. But it's
So, but
it's
that's the cool thing about this is like the tennis
it's
stuff.
immediately, yeah.
It took 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And they put a video up and they put a ball up, and if it blinks, then it was a strike. If it
Yep.
doesn't, it's in.
And yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way it's got to be. And that's good. Yeah, I'm let's get it right. If, give people a chance to say, let's review that
Hmm.
and review it. And yeah, I mean that might come into at some point down the road, not too far down the road, probably that might decide a playoff game or a
Yeah,
World
it
Series
will.
game.
I guarantee it will. At some point in time, there's going to be a full count, and umpire's going to ring somebody up for out number three, and the home team's going to start celebrating, and he's going to challenge it because that's going to happen at the end of games all the time.
Hmm.
And he's going to challenge it. He's going to walk, and then the next he's going to steal second. The next guy's going to get a hit, and then they just went from winning the game to a tie game, and now that's going to happen.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Another thing in the All-Star game is talking to the guys in the booth, talking to not only players during plays, but pitchers.
Clayton Kershaw, greatest interview I've
Yeah,
ever heard in my
that was the
entire
one
life.
I saw.
Greatest interview ever. The Skubal thing was kind of weird because he was getting hit hard and he's never given up 3 hits in an inning. And everybody's get so this is the crazy part. So everybody, not everybody, there's a lot of people out talking, and I'm listening to radio and they're like, this is ridiculous. Of course he's get not fair to the pitcher, and he had a guy in his ear and this, that, and yet you guys all realize that like this is the star game.
Mm,
This game 7 of the this is an exhibit game.
mm,
If we screwed him up a little, this is a circuit. That's what this is. So if we screwed the pitcher up a little bit because we were in his ear, none of that matters.
yeah,
Legit,
yeah.
like, at all. None of it matters.
Yeah, I think was it last year or the year before was the first time they did that with the
The pitcher,
pitchers?
yeah. They
Uh,
had the catcher the one time, and then
mm,
they did both, the pitcher and catcher. This
and
was cool because they had the pitcher and catcher in the very first inning. They had Skubal and Cal Raleigh,
oh, I didn't even see
and
that.
they could hear each other. So they're basically like talking.
Oh,
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
that's cool. I think the first time I saw it, I was kind of like, I don't like that. I know it's an exhibition game, but it should be like, they should be able to, the pitcher at least should be able to focus on what he's doing because they're still
Yeah.
trying to play, still trying to win. It's not, I don't think those guys don't care at all if they don't win. I think they do
Oh,
want
they all
to.
want to go win. Yeah.
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 So that it does play into it a little bit, but also it was especially the Kershaw one. I watched that whole thing and
He didn't care though.
yeah, yeah.
Kershaw was like, oh, here we go.
It's
90,
just
89 over the middle of the plate.
yeah.
Wish me luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can tell he was amped up and he had, because he was talking to those guys and it was probably a little weird. He threw a curveball that went like 56
Yeah.
feet.
He's like, oh, that was a little short. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, and him like, I mean, not even like making sure in between pitches and then you give him time to get his sign and stuff. It wasn't any, it was during,
Yeah.
he's like, all right, here we go.
Yep.
Throwing a curveball. I mean, in the middle of his throwing
Yeah.
motion, he's
Mhm.
talking, which is crazy, but it was kind of fun. Yeah, especially with Kershaw. He's just about at the end of his time and stuff, so
Yep.
that was cool to see. So anyway, yeah, pretty good All-Star game. Turned out. Now, how do you do like so what was the final score? They was still six
Six
six,
to
right?
six was the final score. So that's what I was worried about. So my little betting
Right.
group that I got, my
Betting
tech
is what I'm
betting
a fan
thing,
of,
right?
yeah.
So I haven't bet anything but the stuff that we've talked about on here about the home dogs at the beginning of the series and all this stuff. That's the only thing I've bet since baseball started. Um,
Was the National League a home dog in
I
this?
got over so I think they were.
Yeah.
So I got over $1,000 in my account for the first time in my entire life. I was at $1,009.
All right.
And I was like, that's it. I went from $100 to $1,000 by the All-Star break doing this system. I was like, I'm going to use this extra $9 and I'm going to make a couple silly bets. So my first one was I bet $2 that Paul Skeen's first pitch would be 99 plus. He threw at
Sure.
99.
Yeah.
So hit that right off the bat. And I'm like, here we go, baby. My next two were stupid bets. There was like bet $2 to win like 700. Like it was
Okay.
dumb.
Yeah.
So those obviously got lost. So as the game starts going, I think I had like $5 left or something like that. And I was like, I think it was 6-3. And I said, I'm taking the American League plus 1.5 right now.
Mhm.
And I took the American League plus 1.5. So it the game's and I'm like, I won. I should win, right? Or are they gonna because in soccer, the penalty kicks count as goals for the end of the score.
Mhm.
So the final score is the penalty kicks as well. So I'm like, do these kicks?
All right, come on, quick.
Did it last time? Was it two different ones or was it one
It
long
was
one?
one.
Was it?
I think as long as it comes right back on.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen if this is just going to sound like one big skip, but we're back. Uh, so anyway, 6-6 is what they paid out. So if you had, American League minus 1.5, you did not win. If you had anything plus anything, you won. So I was pretty stoked. So I was at $1,014. Tomorrow we start again. My goal is by the end of baseball, I want to have 5 grand in my account. So
Oh,
I had a
nice.
hundred dollars and I made it to a
Nice.
thousand, and I've increased my bet consistently. So I started with it was $2 bet. So like if 3 game series, if you had to make it to the end, it was 2, 4, 8 were your bets.
Right.
Bumped it up to $5, went 5, 10, 20. And then from there I went to $7 for a very short period of time, 7, 14, 28. Then I jumped it up to 10, 10, 20, 40. Now we're getting a little nervous because a $40 bet on game three is handshaking. Like $40. I'm betting $40 on a
You're
game,
gonna
dude.
be
It's crazy.
in
So
September. You're gonna be making $200 bet
so listen,
on
so
the
here
Rockies
yeah.
Marlins
Yeah,
game.
well, I don't bet the Rockies. The Rockies are done. The Rockies beat us 3 times. They're the only team that we have all stopped betting. So anyway, and then I jumped it up from that from 10 to 12, and then I went from 12 to 15. And I said when I get to a grand, I'm going to jump it from 15 to 20.
Mhm.
So my next bet is going to be 20, 40, 80.
Wow.
Now, listen to this. When we were at $12, when I was at $12, the A's went to game 4. They had a 4 game series and they lost their first 3. So I went 12, 24, 48, and I made a $96 bet.
I think you told me this last week.
So my hand was shaking. I was sending it out to the group that I was puking and stuff like that. The other day, I was at 15. I had to make two $60 bets. I hit that thing so easy. It didn't hurt me at all. I'm like, "Psh, trust the system, baby. Let's trust the process. Let's go. I'm just hitting it. Green light. Come on, baby. So I'm pretty yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're gonna increase. I'm at 1,000. I figure when do I jump it to I'm at $20 bets right now. Do I go to 22 or do I now I'm in $5 increments?
Yeah, man.
What do we do? We go to 25, and when do I hit that? Do I wait till I'm at $1,250?
Well, what do you mean? Like you,
As my money grows in my account, I
Mhm.
increase my bet.
Right.
Right now, I'm at $1,000. I'm betting my starting bet's $20.
Okay.
When do I increase my bet again?
Oh, but it'll be 20, 40, 80
I mean,
for the
what I'm
series,
saying
right?
is, when do I increase my initial bet? So, what dollar amount do I have to have in my account before I make that next increase? Do I wait till I win another couple $100 and then I make it
Two
25?
2000.
I gotta bet. No, it'll take forever.
If you're gonna have five, if you want 5,000,
So you're saying I have to wait till I get another $1,000 in my account before I raise my bet to 25?
okay.
Are you understanding what I'm
I
saying here?
yeah, so you're just
Right. So I've been
it's
increasing
not
my bet at once my war chest, the bigger my war chest gets, the more I increase my bet. Right. So I just increased it from 15 to 20 because I got to $1,000 in the
that
account.
was just a random choice. You just
I said that's where when I because I was betting at that time I was betting 15. I got when I was at 750, I said I'm gonna go to $15.
Mhm.
Got to 15, and then I said when I get to 1,000, I'll go to 20. Now when do I go to 25?
You just go on every 250?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Bump it up to $5 every 250.
Every $250. I feel like the bigger, I feel like I can start increasing. I'll make money faster, so I should be able to increase it faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
If I mean if you get to 1250 pretty quick, then no problem. If it takes you a while to get to 1250, then you might be like, maybe I'll stay here for a little bit, see if I can get to 1500, then jump it up, something
Okay.
like that.
All right. All right. I like it. My initial will be 1250 though.
Okay.
That's gonna be the initial thought.
I like
1250
that.
to go to $25 bet.
All right.
25, 50, 100 means my game three bet will be $100. That means
Mhm.
for those 3 days, I will have, or those 3 days on one team, I will have bet $175.
And then if you get there in a 4 game series, if you got to do a $200 bet on a game four, you got to call me before you hit the send button.
I'm doing it.
You got
I'll
to call me.
FaceTime you and I'll
We
do
got
the
to
you
talk
can see
about it.
the you can see it. I'll let you watch my screen. I'll let you see how fast I click, 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 click. 200. Let's go. The largest bet of my life. Right now, $96 is the biggest bet I've ever made, ever.
Oh my
I
gosh.
bet $96 on a game of baseball, and I'm pretty sure it was either the White Sox or the A's. I bet $96 that either the White Sox or A's would win a game. That's where I'm at in my life right now.
I'm sorry to hear that.
The
I
crazy part is
get well
everybody
soon.
thinks it's insane. They're like, dude, this is crazy. And I'm like, I'm not gambling. I'm making money. I've got one, two, three, four, five, six. I've got at least six people on board with me now that I'm constantly tell them what the bet is every day. And couple of them have other people that they do it with too. Seven people.
So you have a number for what you want to get to the end of this at the
I
end of the
want to get to
baseball
five
season.
G's.
Want to get to 5 Gs. What's the number you get to when you say, I'm now a professional gambler, I'm doing this full time?
Like just during like I'm only going to do this during baseball season kind of a thing.
Oh, I don't know. Up to you.
Well, I don't know how I would do this in other sports
Yeah. Yeah.
because there's not a series
So
based thing.
even if it's just baseball season,
I would tell Aaron I'm going to take out a $100,000 loan and I'm going to bet $250 a game.
no loans.
Oh, no
You
loan.
got to use your own
Okay,
money
then I
because
just
it's
keep
got
the
to
five.
work.
I keep the 5 grand in there, and I'm betting $250 a game.
Okay, so there's not a so you're going off of 5 grand. I'm talking, what's the number you get to where you're like, I have this down 100%. This is a successful way to make money, make a living off of it.
Oh, to make a living off of
Yeah.
just the baseball season? Oh, I gotta do. I'm gonna need a pretty big war
You
chest.
gotta start
I
with
need
a
a.
$200 bet
I
on the first day.
I've got to start. I've got to be making that consistently. I'm making $200 bets on every like that's six $200 bet. At one point, there was 8 home underdogs to start one time.
Mm,
That's $1,600 that
yeah.
I'm betting in one day.
Yeah. But you
So
need like 50,000 bucks to even start
yeah,
thinking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I need a pretty big war chest to start making the biggest bets I can to really increase my dollar amount.
Is that the lingo? War chest?
That's my lingo.
Okay.
Nobody else uses
Okay,
it.
it's yours.
I've been using it like crazy. It's my war chest. I keep telling people I'm building my war chest. I'm building my war chest.
Okay. Um, all right. Good luck to you, man.
I'm excited.
It's working, obviously.
This first half has been amazing. Here's the
Mhm.
deal. It's OPP right now. It's other people's money. Oh, OPM. My bad. That's OPP is that's what's her name? Naughty by nature.
Yeah.
I meant OPM. Other people's money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
So here we are.
What's the most you've ever spent on a hotel? You know that?
Most I've ever spent, not like a resort where we go out of like
Mm,
to Mexico or something like that. I guess because that's technically a hotel room,
yeah.
but it's on a resort. Does that count?
I don't know. I've never been to a resort. I didn't think about that question before I
Uh,
asked.
I don't know, probably 200 bucks a night, 250 maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I mean it's maybe 160 or 70 for me, I would guess. Something like that. I don't think I've ever paid $200, but I've probably come close a couple times.
I've definitely paid $200 a few times, just because I had to. But
Hmm.
I've had to stay in hotels that I had to pay that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all for work. So, you ever been to a hotel and had a really bad experience?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You know what we should do for the Mount Rushmore this week?
What?
We should talk about the Mount Rushmore of bad hotel experiences.
That's a good
I
idea.
like it. What do you think? You want to do it?
Yeah, I mean that's
Okay.
clever right off the top of your head.
All right, let's start off, brother. Worst hotel experiences.
Why don't you start?
Okay. I mean,
You've been in more hotels than I have.
plenty. Yeah, I'm a lot of hotels. Okay, so let's start with this one. Uh, one of the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, because I'm in a hotel almost every week,
Hmm.
and multiple times, one out of five probably, you get all the way to the fourth floor. You walk all the way down the hallway. You put your key up. Nothing happens.
Hmm.
Take my other key. Nothing happens. If nothing happens, they need to put a battery in it. If it's red, something happened with the card. The card's bad. I've got to figure these things out over the time. I gotta walk all the way. I got my bags and everything. I walk all the way back down to the thing. Hey, card didn't work. Did it light up? It didn't light up at all. Nothing happened at all. All right. Well, we got to get maintenance up there to get this and to. All right. I've had that happen.
That
That's
happened to
not.
me. That
That's
happened to
not.
me in Houston.
So that's not one of the worst things because that's. I mean, of the top four things bad that have ever happened, that is not even close to it.
Okay.
However, I have gone all the way up, hit that key. Green light comes on. Open the door. There is blankets and a pillow on the floor right in front of the door. The lights on or the TV is on in there. I swear to God, I saw somebody in the bed. I don't know, it was dark, but instantly in my head, I shut that door like somebody's in that room. There's somebody in that room. The light was on. I was freaked out of my mind. So of all the times I've had to like go back down, that time I went down and I was like, I don't know if somebody's in there, but the bed ain't made, the pillow's on the ground, the blanket's on the ground, the TV's on. I shut the door and ran out there, and so they had to give me a different room because they didn't know what was going on. So that would be one of my worst. That freaked me out, and to this day, I'm afraid somebody's going to get the same hotel room key as me and walk into my door.
Yeah.
So I hard lock it, and I use the top thing every time I walk into my room,
Yeah.
every single time.
Yeah.
Because of that day, I swear to God, I thought I walked in on somebody.
Why wouldn't people use all the locks?
I don't know. I don't know.
Seems like that should be automatic
Yeah, I don't.
because that's the worst nightmare is somebody walking into your hotel room.
Oh my God, it'd be terrible. So I might have worst nightmare that person.
Sure.
I walked in. This is so we were on vacation in a condo, and you're in these high rise condos, and they all look exactly the same. I went into the neighbor next into we're down the walking down the hallway. Opened up the door, walked all the way into the house, walked all the way into the living room, and went, "Oh, wrong place." Turned around and walked out. Dude sitting on a couch. We had seen each other at the beach. Like it was like the fourth day or whatever. So he knew it was me because, the balconies are right next to each other and all that stuff. And you can kind of see when people are there. And I just like, oh my God, it's the wrong place. I'm sorry. And I turned around, sprinted out of the room. Yeah. Yeah, I've done that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that your second one or is that
No, no,
okay?
no, no, no.
Okay.
That was a condo deal. That was,
Yeah.
we'll take that differently.
All right.
Number two, go in, hanging out, sitting in the room the whole time, whatever, and go to fill up my little glass of water, turn the water on, brown,
Ah.
brown water coming out. I'm like, this is nasty, whatever. I'll just leave it on. Just something's got to go through or something. I don't know what's going on. They'll repipe something. Who knows?
Did you taste it?
No, God, no. And it never stopped. never stopped. So I went down. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I usually don't really care about much, but the water's coming out brown. I let it run for like, because honestly, I don't care. Like if it would have eventually been clear, I'd have drank
Sure.
it. But it's still coming out brown. They're like, oh, there's the whatever side of the building got rerun the other day, or what something happened, and they had to rerun all these pipes, and we're okay, so we're still having trouble with that side, it sounds like. And I'm like, you didn't make sure of that before you put somebody in the room? Sounds like you already knew the problem was there.
Yeah.
So I got moved to a different room, and then also I did say, hey, you guys gave me a bottle of water. Can I get like 4 or 5 more of those? After seeing that, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna brush my teeth with this. And
Yeah.
I said, I'll take a shower. That's fine. But like, I don't know if I can drink anything that comes out of it. And I'm pretty easy going,
Yeah.
dude, about that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty easy going. Uh, so yeah, that would be, that was definitely probably number two.
That's gross.
Yeah. The brown water. Oh, so bad. That was disgusting. Whew. Okay. Number three, we're gonna go with Millersburg Hotel. That's been that we did a Zoom, we did a podcast, went from Millersburg Hotel.
Hmm.
I walked down the hallway. It's a hotel from 1910 and maybe 1810, I don't know.
Yeah.
And just nothing but ancient artifacts and old, everything's old. The door, I still got you got a key, a legit key to get into the room. Uh, the lady that worked the front desk lived there. She lived
This is a
there.
bed and breakfast.
Yeah, she lived there. Uh, walk down the hallway, all the doors are open and the lights are out. You remember that? And because I showed you, I walked down the hallway with Adam on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Scariest, and I'm scared to death of everything.
Yeah, same.
The pictures on the wall were scarier than anything that you've ever seen. Um, it it was, in a word, frightening. Slept with the lights on. Don't know that how much I actually slept, to be honest with you. I turned the TV on, and then I got nervous, and I was like, I think I'm going to turn the TV off. I'm going to have the TV off. I don't want any. I was freaked out that I didn't want any electronics on. I didn't know it was going to happen.
Oh.
So, ghosts can do all kinds of crazy things. So who
So
knows?
you kept the lights on, turned the TV off.
Yes.
Well, I mean, they could turn it back on. They could turn the lights
Yeah.
off.
If those lights would have went out, I would have shit my pants in the bed.
Sure,
I
of
would have
course.
pooped in the bed.
Of course.
I usually sleep naked when I'm in hotels.
Okay, great.
Not there. Not at all. I had a pair of shorts on. I had a pair of shorts on
In
because
case you need to
in
run
case I
out.
needed to jump and go, baby. I was ready to jump and run. I had my bag packed. Usually I got crap all over the place. As I took clothes off, I put them in my bag. I brushed my teeth and all that stuff, put all that in the bag before I went to sleep. I was scared to death of that place.
Yeah, it was very frightening over Zoom for
Yeah.
me. Oh my God. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Was that three or four? That was three, right?
Is that three? Okay, so what other terrible hotel experiences have I had? Um, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I'm a pretty easygoing guy.
Hmm.
So most of my hotel experiences are pretty easy. Like even if something's wrong, I don't care. Like whatever, we switch rooms. That's no big deal.
Hmm.
I mean, I've had the air conditioner not work and it was like 79 in the
Yeah.
room, and I'm like, guys, saying I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, we're so sorry. It's totally cool. I can't stand there.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't, it's hard. So I'm gonna go with my fourth one. I'm gonna go with the key card not working. It happens way too often,
Hmm.
way too often. And especially if you're all the way up on the fourth floor and I got my backpack, I got my bag, and I go all the way back down. Say, all I want to do is take my shoes off and lay on that bed for like 30 minutes.
Hmm.
Nope. Gotta go all the way back down, then all the way back up. And then you got to hope that it works again. Oh, I have had it where I went back up and it didn't work again.
Yeah.
Cause I know cause I remember she was like, oh, let me just redo these. And I was like, it didn't even blink. Usually, if it blinks red, I know the card's not right. But if it doesn't blink at all, I know that it needs a battery. I've done this too many times.
Mm.
And she's like, "Oh no, no, it's okay. I'm sure it's just the card. We'll get you a new one." And I'm like, instantly in my head, I'm like, I'm now I have to do this again.
Yeah.
I wanted to just leave my bags at the front desk because I knew I was coming back. Like, I don't even want to carry these up. Can I just leave these here so when I come back and this doesn't work again and you got to send a dude up to legit just pop the front off and put a battery in it? Like, please. So I'll say that would be that. I'm gonna put it on the dual go back down for a key.
Yeah, that's rough. All right.
So what do you got?
When I was, let's see, oh 05, I would have been like 23.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was actually I don't even yeah, I think he might have turned 21 at that point.
Yes, I
Trying to
remember
remember.
this.
Actually, he might have only been 20.
I remember this.
So, I we both start watching a couple years before that start watching Conan O'Brien,
Conan O'Brien.
and we both are turned into big fans and all that. So one Christmas, I started looking into tickets and stuff and thinking like, man, it'd be cool to go to the show. Found out you can get free tickets. You just got to like sign up for them, and it's going to be down the road, and you don't have really any. You don't know who's going to be on the show. You just have to get tickets for a certain
Mhm.
show, and that's you just get who you get.
Can you pick the show or you just say like, give me the next available tickets?
I think it's I well, man, I don't. You might be able to. Yeah, you can probably say I need tickets for this specific date, and if they
Mm-hmm.
have some available, then they'll get them for you. So anyway, I get tickets. I give them to my brother for Christmas or something like that. And so we end up going. It was I want to say it might have been May or something. But anyway, so I'm 23, he's 20, 21. He I have very little money, he has no money. So we're doing this trip on a budget. We're going to New York. He was still in New York at the time.
Uh-huh.
Going to New York City, figuring out, we're gonna fly, so I gotta get a flight and then I gotta get a hotel. And I'm trying to do all that stuff as cheap as possible, right? I don't know. And at that point in my life, I knew nothing about New York.
Sure.
Nothing. I find a hotel for, I don't remember what it costs a night, but and I'm like, well, I'm not going to stay in something like I'm not going to stay in like an outdoor
$30 or something
motel.
like that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
by the hour
Yeah.
rate or something. But I find a Howard Johnson Inn.
Hojo
I found a Hojo. And
in New York too.
in New
Is there
York,
Met stuff everywhere?
that there should have been.
I used to think Howard Johnson owned Howard Johnson Hotel.
I think I
I
did at one time
hundred
too.
percent did. 100% did.
It would make sense.
Growing up.
So anyway, I'm like, Howard Johnson, I've heard of that. That's a
Hmm.
chain, right? Got there.
Yes, it's a chain.
It's in it's there are chains on the
Those
windows.
the days in. So's
Yeah,
Motel
yeah,
6.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So's Red Roof Inn.
100%. 100%. So we end up we take a cab from the airport. This is the address.
Hmm.
There's no GPS on the phones yet. We have a map like we have
Hmm.
pages printed out of the address and all that. Our
Yeah.
check-in number and stuff
Yep.
printed out. So we tell the guy, he takes us there. It's the total for the cab ride when we get there. We're getting the bags out, and he says, "Okay, it's 25 was it like 25 bucks?" I go, first thing we do there. So I got 20s. I give him 40 bucks.
He
Okay,
tipped us.
thanks. See ya. I just tipped the guy $15 on a $25 ride. Um
Well, we ain't eating dinner tonight, Joe.
yeah. And we end up at a Howard Johnson Inn in Jamaica, Queens.
Yes.
Jamaica, Queens
Just be
is
50.
not a I did, or I could have
You
because I
never know.
didn't
You
know.
might have, yeah.
Yeah, Jamaica, Queens is not the nicest area in New York, and I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
I had no clue. We legitimately had bars on our windows. And
Wow.
yeah, and so we, Mostly, so we did go take a walk to this little crappy like gas station mini mart down the street.
Yeah, the bodega. They got the bodegas
It
on every corner.
it
Yeah.
was, well, that's more like in the city,
Oh, okay.
but this, yeah, this was probably pretty much like that, but it was like a, yeah, it was a little mini mart or whatever. So we go in there and get these like cheap cookies we've never heard of or something, and and that was our dinner a couple of times. And so anyway, it was just, a crappy hotel and a crappy place, and
Ugh.
I had no idea until I got there.
Ugh,
Um,
that sucks.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's one experience. Another is, I'd say a week and a half ago. I'm in Columbus for a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I get there, and there's Cincy Swish provides the coaches with their rooms, right? They pay for them. What I either forgot or never knew was there's a credit card authorization form. It's a form they fill out, have the credit card number, have all the names that are covered. It was at the bottom of this email. I saw the email. I didn't scroll all the way down. I didn't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I get there and I'm like, hey, and all the other tournaments I had coached before that, I didn't even have to say, they said, what's your name? I told them, okay, you're good.
Yep.
This guy says, he had no idea about the credit card authorization form. And so I'm like, oh, it should be covered. The organization covers it. And he's like, no, no, it's not. Like, okay.
Do you even have my name in there? Like, what do you
Yeah.
have?
So yeah, I told him my name, and that's it. So I had to pay with my own card, and and so I go, and this is I think it was a Marriott, and it's a Marriott that was at one time really nice.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
it's a going downhill Marriott.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yep.
It's got like the big kind of grand
Yeah.
lobby sort of, and it's got.
I stay at a Crown Plaza that
Mhm.
at one point in time in Columbus, and at one point in time, that thing was bad.
Yeah.
You walk in and it's huge,
Yeah.
giant, giant bar on the side, huge restaurant, just giant foyer and sitting room. And you know that
Mhm.
place had to be awesome back in
Yep.
the day.
Yep.
Not as much
You
anymore.
can tell the fountain doesn't have any water in it.
Do you remember what part of town you were in Columbus?
um I don't. It was pretty near the air. It was pretty near the airport, I
Oh, okay.
think.
So, all right.
Um
Over on the east side.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. So anyway, I end up paying with my own card. I call my buddy who's the coordinator and who takes care of all that stuff, and he's like, "No, you were supposed to show him this credit card authorization form." So I go back later, and there's a lady working there now in the front desk, and I say, "Hey, there's this credit card authorization form. I forgot to show it to the guy when I checked in. I
Hmm.
had to pay with my own card. I'm supposed to use this one." She's like, "Oh yeah, no problem." She's like, "In fact, the printout is right here. It was right here the whole time. I don't know why he didn't
Hmm.
check that." So she's like, "When you check out, we'll take care of it. We'll be able to transfer the money from your card to their card.
Yep.
No problem." So I check out the next day. The fella's back. I say, "Hey, I talked to somebody yesterday. This is I'm supposed to be using it's supposed to be charged to this card. I paid with my own
Hmm.
card." "No, no, no. You didn't. No, you didn't pay." "No, but no, except I did though.
You made me put my card in.
You made me put my card." And I'm like, "Yeah, you were here. I did it right at this station right here. I used my card. I can show it to you right now."
Uh-huh.
"No, no, 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 no." Um, all right. Okay, fine. I don't know what to do then. Like, I'm not gonna stand there and keep arguing with the guy.
Right.
He knows more about it than I do. And so I check out in the morning. We go play another game we end up playing 3 games that day because we kept winning. And So it's 5 o'clock now when we're all finished playing. So I go back to the hotel before I head home.
Yeah, might as well.
The lady's back. I'm like,
Thank
I
God.
go, I go, you don't know how glad I am to see your face. I'm on to
Yeah.
that. And she's like, oh. And and so I said, this is what happened. I talked to you yesterday. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It, she's like, okay, so maybe he just didn't know how to explain it. The what basically happened was it was put on my card. The card it stays in pending.
Hmm.
And then once you check out, the charge actually goes onto this other card, and that your charge never actually goes through. It just disappears. I'm like, okay, that's all you had to say to me, so I can
Yeah.
understand what was
Yeah.
going on.
72 hours at the most, and it'll be gone.
Yeah, yeah. So she promised me that's what. Even when she was telling me, I was still a little bit like, "Are you sure?" And then she's like, "Yeah, it's trust me." So anyway, and that's what happened. I'm like, okay. But just going through
A
that
lot
with
of
the
back
guy, I
and
had to
forth.
go, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, those are the only two I can remember.
Okay.
Honestly,
All good. All good.
I know
It
that when
wasn't
I
the
was
best
younger.
thing we ever had.
Well, but I know when I was younger, I stayed in some crappy hotels.
Sure.
I just can't remember the detail. I know I
I
stayed in
mean,
dirty
I've
hotels,
stayed in
cheap
bad,
hotels.
I've stayed in cheap hotels, but there wasn't anything that I wasn't expecting that hotel to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've stayed in a crappy hotel and I went in and I was like, oh, you know what I thought, what I just thought of? Uh, I stayed in a hotel room and I told Aaron this is the last time I'll ever stay in a hotel room with someone else besides us. It was me and to try to save some money. We were going on vacation, so we got a room with her mom and dad and her twin sister.
Mhm.
All three freight train snores. Like
Oh.
the pictures on the wall were screwed in and still shaking. I didn't sleep at all. I was like, that's it. I'm getting my own hotel. But they, I'm glad that was super nice of them. Like it was awesome and it did work out. We saved some money. I'm getting my own hotel room next time. I'm
Yeah.
not doing this.
I want to always be able to get my own hotel room.
I'm an
I,
adult now. I'm
yeah,
going in my
yeah. That same thing happened to me. He's gonna hear this, but my
good calls.
father is
Yeah.
a big time
Yeah.
snorer. And
Yeah.
there was a trip. It's been years ago now. We went somewhere for an elder game and stayed overnight. It was Cleveland or something.
Yeah.
And and that was the last time I shared a hotel room with him. And I very rarely shared a hotel room with anybody else since then. Um, but slept almost
So
not at all.
so when me and dad would go on a trip, we were there for about 3 or 4 years straight. We would go to another Big East school
Mhm.
and go to a Xavier game at another school. And we've always stayed in hotels. I've never had any issues. I'm sure I snore, and he probably did too. But when I go somewhere with dad, chances are we both had a few cocktails before we climbed in bed before, and so
You're out.
I was good. I
You're out like
probably didn't hear anything. I it didn't bother me one bit. So I will say that there is something to that. That's for sure. But no, we actually stayed at this crazy hotel once in Chicago. And I used my points and I tried to, get the nicest, coolest place I could find with the points that I had. This place, so it had it's like the bathroom was as big as the room.
Wow.
The shower was just this giant, it was as big as this room we're in right now. And there was just a tub right in the middle of it. And it had like a shower head next to it. And water just was on the ground of the room and the bathtub's by itself in the middle of the room. It was the weirdest thing in the entire world. I was like, what is going on in this bath? I don't even know how to take a shower in this room. How do you do it? Do I get in the bathtub? Do I not get in? Like there's drains on the floor. What is going on? It's like a 10 by 10 room.
I
Anyway,
want a walk-in shower at my house.
that
I
would be
want a
nice.
walk-in shower.
It's not hard to do.
I don't need a tub at all.
It's not hard to
I
do.
haven't taken a bath since I was 8.
Let's do it. Let's put a walk-in shower in. We just get the tub out. Is the tub in the wall, right? Like it's like a corner tub.
Yeah.
Yeah. knock that bad boy, get that bad boy out of there.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to retile or as a tile up the wall, I
Mm.
assume. Yeah, we're gonna have to probably do some retiling,
Cheap
at
tile,
least
bad
there.
job with
Yeah,
the tile.
we'll knock all that out.
Yeah.
Probably plaster walls. That's gonna suck.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to totally redo. We're gonna have to pull all that out, get all the wire mesh out, all the way down to the studs, put brand new that the special drywall for the bathroom, put all that up. Not drywall, sorry, the stuff for the tile. Put some new tile in, and then we just put your little corner shower in that bad boy, dude. It's not much to it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that easy.
Knock it out in a couple hours, it sounds like.
Pretty much that easy,
You
brother.
sound like my father. Oh yeah, that'd be 2 hour job. Um,
2 8-hour days later.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I really was trying. I'm like, I
It's all
know I
good.
had some bad
All good.
experiences or some bad hotel rooms, and I just can't remember the details of any of them.
Yeah.
But
It's all good. I think that was fine. It is what it is. Let's move on.
okay.
That this is the first time ever we've not finished a Mount Rushmore, so we always talk about bad Mount Rushmores. Officially the worst Mount Rushmore we've ever had.
I don't know. I
uh,
just have a bad memory, that's all.
no, I definitely have that. So let's do this. Let's go with let's go with
Jim Norton.
Jim Norton. What was it called?
Unconceivable.
Unconceivable. I like it. All right. So before we get into this,
Mhm.
I got a little story.
Yeah, please.
So I'm watching this special and I'm laughing pretty hard. Okay. He starts talking about his wife, and immediately I'm like, this dude, I just think it's funny that he's got a wife because he's a weird looking dude. And then he keeps talking about different things. And he keeps talking about like prostitutes and paying escorts and all this other weird stuff. And he's talking about I would never cheat. This is the only time I've never cheated on anybody because I really love her and I would never want it to be something. And I'm like, all right, I gotta see what Jim Norton's wife looks like. So I pause it on my
She looks
phone,
fantastic.
pause it on my phone. I pull it up, Jim Norton's wife. And I'm like, well, no wonder he's not cheating on her. He's got this like 6 foot blonde, whatever. And yeah, of course he's not. And I'm swiping through, and I'm like, man, this is, hold on a second. Next thing I know, down at the bottom, it's like Jim Norton's transgender wife. And I'm like, oh man, this internet's so stupid. And
Yeah.
I'm swiping through, and I'm like, because I'm like, yeah, I could see that. I could see where she could be, but she does a good job of not being. Then there's a couple pictures of her. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a man. And then I went, okay, I think this is real. Like I'm like in my head, I'm like, this is real. Turn it back on, and his next joke is, so my wife really wants a baby. Turns out, doesn't sound like it's gonna be able to work. And he tells his joke, and he goes, "I like to see how many people know about my life by when they laugh at this joke at the different times they laugh, because there's a handful of laughter right away, which I'm doing now because I just found out
Yeah.
legit his wife is transgender. Oh my gosh. And let's just say that gets into some of the most vulgar parts
Oh yeah.
of the entire special.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like threw me through a loop, bro. I was not ready for that.
Yeah.
I was not ready for that. That was crazy. Immediately, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Well, you got this 6 foot blonde, that's obviously like 20 years younger than you, whatever. Of
Mhm.
course, you're not. Do wait a second. Down at the bottom of the one, Jim Norton's transgender wife, slip it again, says it again. I'm like, man, these people, like, that's you're messing with this dude too much here.
Yeah.
Like, come on, internet. Don't be so mean. Interview with Jim Norton, and this is real. And then he tells that joke, and then he starts talking about me. You think your wife making more money than you's humbling.
Yeah.
Oh God, got me, got me right there. Uh, so I don't know this dude's life. But I definitely would sit down, have a cocktail, and ask him a
So would he.
lot of questions.
Yeah.
I would. Oh, that's what I mean. Let's sit down and have a cocktail. He loves his cocktail.
Yeah. Yep.
Well done. You got me on that
He's
one,
a
bro.
he's a
You got me on that one.
he's been into those for a long time.
Yeah,
Yep.
didn't
Um,
realize it.
yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Totally different. So I guess I found out something new, and so my brain was going all over the place for the rest of the special. I didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
Um, but I will tell you this: the man legit makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Like I laughed pretty hard. He's just like matter of fact,
Mm.
just like, you know, just is what it is. This is what's going on, screw everybody. He feels like your typical New Yorker kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where he's from, if that's where he's from or not, but it just feels like, you know, I'll say what I say and I say it, and who cares? What are you gonna do? Uh, God, dude, I've seen heard him a lot of times. But yeah, I laughed. I laughed very hard. I
Yeah.
laughed really hard throughout this whole thing, and laughed even harder once he started joking around about that stuff. Oh my God, yeah. Think I don't know? Is there not my size 11 Uggs in the hallway? Oh, so good. So good. All right. Anyway, go ahead. What'd you think?
Uh, it was as good as I thought it would be. Um,
It was raunchy. It's
oh
definitely
yeah,
raunchy.
yeah.
Like
You
this
you
is
gotta
raunchy,
expect that.
raunchy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna talk about all the stuff, and yeah. I did write down some.
You can still be. What did the person tell him? You can still be transphobic even if you have a transgender wife. He's like, I think you need to understand how it works. It's actually the exact opposite of what you just said.
um, e- Early on, he starts talking about sports, and he admits to being like a bandwagon
That
fan.
was awesome.
I
I
know.
loved that.
I know.
Again, I
I was like,
loved that.
that's true. It's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
I'll always go to Elder games and Reds games, no matter how they're doing. But that's also true. Like I want to go a lot less. I
Yes.
still go, but I
Yeah.
want to go a lot less when they're not good. Um, yeah, he's like it's dumb to tolerate a bad product. Um, yeah, shouldn't we be bandwagon fans? And then he talked to
That was the first time he mentioned the escorts and all that stuff, where he said, I'd rather spend my money on an escort than going to
yeah,
a Yankees game.
yes. Um, excuse me.
You're excused.
He was talking about the Mona Lisa.
Oh,
There
so good.
was a
The
lot of good,
fat wrists.
yeah, a lot of good stuff about
And I
that.
totally agree with him. Like the Picasso stuff,
I know.
I don't understand any of that.
Yeah,
How is that dude so amazing, but my little kid is a terrible artist? I
yeah.
don't know. A lot of that art looks like a little kid did it. Well,
What?
it's abstract. Yeah. Yeah, so's my 6-year-old.
But even the Mona Lisa is just like a straight up portrait or whatever. But
Yeah.
why is that famous? Like,
I
why is
still
that
don't
good
know.
or famous?
Still don't know. Makes no sense at all.
No.
Art is confusing to me.
Yeah, yeah. Most of it is to me too. Yeah,
You always hear it's the eyes of the beholder or something like that. Well, then why are there certain people that are just like, this is the greatest thing to ever walk the face of the earth?
yeah. I don't know. They're the beholder. I wrote down. He's talking about the difference in that he sleeps in a different room than his wife because he likes to be ice cold and she likes it to be 78 degrees. And he said, I didn't just make that number up to make you hate her. That's what she needs it to be. Um, yeah, and then he goes into a lot of stuff about his wife, and yeah, he's always been into transgender, and he's been for decades. He has been into prostitutes and transgender prostitutes and guys here and there, I think, and I don't know. So anyway,
He's just he's
he's
a
himself.
he's a trisexual.
He
He try it all.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, he's is what he is. Um, yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. There were a few parts where it just kind of got like a little slow, um, or a joke just didn't hit quite
Yeah.
or whatever. It was hard to tell because most comedians now will film two or even three sometimes shows and then cut it up,
Yeah.
to make it to get the best delivery, the best reactions and all that for the special. It kind of seemed like he did one show. I
Yeah.
It was
That
hard to tell, but
to me, it felt like one show.
yeah.
I
Um,
feel like Big J was all one show.
Probably, I mean, he split it into two, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
got
that
you.
was. Yeah,
I think that was
have
too,
to for that because you
probably.
keep going back to the same people. So,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
but anyway, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
So yeah. So anyway,
because
so if he
sometimes you
did,
go look at the person in the front row, and it's distinguishedly different. The head is different every time
yeah,
that you see a joke.
that's true.
Like
Yep.
there's two different heads in that
Yeah.
spot, depending on what joke is being told.
Right. Yeah. So if he did this in one take, then yeah, you're gonna have some jokes that didn't quite hit, and you're gonna
Hmm.
have to see them.
Yep.
Um. So anyway, but good for him. I mean, this guy's been doing it for a long, long time,
Yeah.
and he's really good. He knows what he's doing. Knows how to make it funny.
Yep.
I've got my number written down.
Okay. All right. I think I'm ready.
Okay. Same
Uh,
time?
you want to do same time?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Ready? On the count of three. One, two, three.
3.8.
3.8. Well done. We've been spot on the last few.
Yeah.
We were 0.04 away in our last one. We were less than a point.
We were 4/100ths of a point.
And today we were spot on. I
You're
like
gonna
it.
hate this, but I gave this a 3.80.
Oh, I wish you would have told me to give a second decimal, and we could have seen how close we really were.
Oh,
I don't know what it would have been. It would have been an on the spot kind of thing. So
yeah.
I can't say anything now because it's all been manipulated, my process.
Next week, let's go out to like the thousands. Let's do like 0.000.
3.9997214. Just not quite to that four mark. Uh Definitely though, like the four is like you've got to watch this no matter what. A
Yeah.
3.8 is like absolutely this is an awesome special. It may not be for everybody, but this was an awesome special.
Yeah.
I thought he did fantastic.
Yes. It was very good. I'm writing your 3.8 down next to my 3.8.
Do it.
And we have to pick for next week. When I say we, I mean me. And I have a comedy, and then while I'm
Did you
pulling
do
up
comedy off of YouTube this week?
um you mean what I'm gonna pick?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm gonna go to Prime
Oh, okay.
for a
Okay,
pretty
let's
new
do
one.
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go David Spade has
Okay.
has one.
Okay.
It's called
We watched his last one too.
We did.
Yeah.
This one's called Dandelion.
There's a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah.
Were you able to get on Hulu and do the Hulu? Did you get on my Hulu to watch the one that we were gonna do?
Yeah, I had to have which one? Yeah.
Who did we
Trying to
do?
remember.
Was that uh who's the bald guy, Irish guy?
Bald Irish
Did we
guy.
do his?
Louis C.K.?
He's not bald and he's not Irish.
He is bald and he is Irish.
Well,
Well, I think he's got some Irish, but he is like
okay, he's definitely bald.
Mexican.
Yeah.
Hey, he's Mexican
Is
actually.
he really?
He is.
Would never have guessed that.
Yeah.
No, like full Irish, full Boston, full he's
Yeah,
dude, he's
bald.
one of the most popular guys in the world. We watched him when he did his show at Red Rock or whatever.
Um, bald guy, bald.
This is killing me because he's
Yeah.
my like one of my top five. But easy top five. Always upset,
He-
always mad, super, super hard Boston accent.
Burr.
Bill Burr.
Yeah,
Did we watch the
that
Bill
might be.
Burr? Did we watch that one on Hulu?
That might have been the one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because Gaffigan's got one on there and there's a couple other on there too.
Yeah.
God, and I just saw on YouTube, my dude's got another one just came out. Um, remember we were trying to find some of his old stuff, and then he came out with that three-parter that we did.
Ali Sadiq.
Ali Sadiq. He's got another one out
He's
now.
got two new ones out.
Does he?
Yes.
Dude, so you know what I'm gonna be doing next week. I'm going to one of the Sadiqs.
I'm ready.
Ali Sadiq
It's
is
on
one
my
of my
it's on my list to
favorites,
do.
dude.
So if you don't, yeah,
Love him.
we're gonna do it for sure.
Love him.
Yeah, yeah, he's very good. Okay, David Spade. It's called Dandelion. It's on Prime. I'm going to go on Prime.
Yeah,
Um, I'm gonna go with the Mount Rushmore of. I was gonna go Mount Rushmore sports
I
drinks, but
know. It's
I don't.
actually you just looked at
But
Prime.
but I don't drink enough of them.
Yeah,
I've had like Powerade once and Gatorade a million times, and that's all.
yeah.
And I don't do energy drinks. I don't do coffee. What do I drink? We had to have done the Mount Rushmore of pop, right? We had to have done that.
Um, pro Probably.
Probably is what I'm thinking.
We can. You want to do it again?
Do you want to do it
I'll
again?
do it again.
If we did, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I'll do it again. Let's do the Mount Rushmore pop.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Soda,
I'm gonna call it the Mount Rushmore of soft drinks.
soft drinks
No, Mount Rushmore of soda slash pop slash soft drinks.
slash soda pop.
Is there something is there something that's considered a soft drink that is not pop?
Well, pop and soda are the same thing.
Right. But soft drink is that
I have no
only
idea.
pop?
I don't know. I would think soft drink. I don't know. I like when I think soft drink, I think of a fountain drink.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think of.
Okay. I just think of pop.
So we're pop here in the Midwest, or not the Midwest, but in Cincinnati. But you go like 4 hours north and it's soda.
Sure. I hear more and more people call it soda here.
Really?
It's more people call it pop, of course,
Yeah.
but like more and more all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pop slash soda slash whatever you call it.
I like it.
All right. Well, that's a simple one. I'm getting away with murder here, but
No, I love that. After what we just went through, let's do it. Let's do it.
Maybe between now and then, if I remember some more bad experiences in hotels between now and then, I'll bring them.
All right, that sounds good. Sounds good. I'm glad you didn't use the one where you were really mad at me in the middle of the day while we were in Sarasota, Florida, and I was getting way too excited watching a Xavier game, and I know that you were just
I'm just overly worried about what everybody thinks of me.
mm-hmm.
And that was a bad hotel too, I think.
Was it? I
Where
don't think
was
it
it?
was that bad.
I think that wasn't that like a motel? Wasn't that? Do we have an
No,
outside?
no, I think that was just like a regular hotel.
I feel like it wasn't a very good one.
Yeah. Like for me, when I'm in a hotel, like I don't care how loud anybody is during the day. When it's night though, ooh, that's when I start. Like when we have the kids in the hotel, like y'all can play and do whatever you want. But once it gets to be like 9:30 and they start chasing each other and screeches, I turn into an animal. No, what are people are in this place right next to it? I get so mad. So mad.
I guess I was a father when I was like 22 years old.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that was in the middle of the day. That game was on at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Was it?
Yeah. You were yelling at me in the middle of the day.
I know. I wish I wouldn't have.
No, I'll never forget it.
I know. I must have been way meaner than I.
No, no, I just was way over the top. And mostly I will never forget it because of Mike Conley and Greg Oden.
Yeah.
That's mostly
Did I
wow.
tell you I saw Greg Oden at was it the Pacers game? Or it might have been the Rockets game. I think it was it was the Pacers game.
Okay.
It was a
That
Pacers
makes
game.
sense because I think he still lives around
I was
the
gonna say
Columbus
he
area.
and Mike he and well Indy. Yeah.
He
Indy.
lives in Indy?
He's from well he and Mike Conley I think are both from Indy.
Oh, I was gonna say because he was still helping. He was at a lot of Ohio State games,
Oh.
helping. I don't know if he was helping coach or if he was like working with big. I remember I went to an Ohio State basketball game, and he was down on the floor. Like I got there as soon as they opened, and he was on the floor working with big guys and stuff. I just figured he's still stuck around and
I think it was the man, was it there? I think it was the Pacers Timberwolves game because Conley was
was
playing with the
playing. Oh,
Timberwolves.
that makes sense.
And
Yeah.
I walked right by him at the concession stand and I was like, holy
Holy cow.
cow.
That's insane. I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah. Anyway, Greg Oden.
He looks exactly the same that he did when he was 16 years old, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's 50,
Yeah.
just
Did,
like he did at 16.
have you seen that it's been on the internet for a long time, but he was I think he was like went back and was taking classes or something. So he was like walking across campus, it looked like, or he was just walking somewhere and he had a backpack on. He had like an Ohio State basketball shirt on. And he this is well past his playing years and he has this like real sad look on his face and this old lady stops him and she does the, what every really tall person's like, oh my God, if one more person asked me if I played basketball over,
Hmm.
and it's that, and she's like, oh my, how tall are you? Do you play basketball? And he's trying, he looks so depressed, but he's trying so hard. He's like, oh, 7'2" or whatever. And
Yeah.
she said, do you play basketball? He said, I used to, and he tries to give her like a little smile,
Hmm.
and then she says something nice to him or whatever, and he says, oh, thank you, and she walks away, and he goes, and he turns around and keeps walking. So he looks like he's so sad. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Day in the life of Greg Oden.
Yeah.
Hmm. There you go.
All right. I think we're ready for next week.
Next week, we've got David Spade,
Hmm.
Mount Rushmore Pop.
Hmm.
Till then, don't forget to turn your headlights on.